Hey, this is Mike Wilson again. I'm going to be, I got a new helmet and I wanted to not only give a little bit of a review on it, but also compare it to some of the helmets that I already have. Over here I have my HJC CLSP helmet with the Phoenix graphics. Here I have the HJC CL-17. I'm not real sure what these graphics are called, but we'll go over that in a minute. And then my newest one here is the Icon Airmada, and this is an SB1 graphic. Obviously, these are new to old as far as when I purchased them, the CLSP being the oldest. We'll talk first about the looks. The CLSP, that's not a bad looking helmet. It's got a matte finish, some flames on it. It's got black divided by red where it hits the gray surfaces. Really nice looking helmet. It's got a little reflector here, tiny little makeshift spoiler. Pretty nice looking helmet. And next is the CL-17. Not a bad looking helmet. It's got vivid colors. This one has actually a gloss finish. Again, it's got a small spoiler on the back to vent. Lots of color. It's got mainly it's the bright blues. A little bit of the pearl whites here, obviously a lot of black, but it also has a little bit of pearlescent purple colors here towards the front of the helmet. So pretty nice looking helmet, not too bad at all. Now we come to the Icon Airmada. This is actually a gorgeous helmet. A lot of the same features. This one happens to have a very elaborate graphics package on it. It's got a lot of metallics in it, a lot of different design elements, and it's just a striking helmet. It looks very nice, and then of course it has the side panels on the visor here. You can see they move with the visor to just give it a little bit more aesthetics, but it's a beautiful helmet. I don't know if the video here can capture how nice this looks, but out of the three helmets I have here, this is definitely the best looking. And again, these helmets are I'm not claiming these to be the best on the market by any means. They are more on the economy side. These are the helmets that I both like and enjoy as well as can afford. And these are all, I think this one was in the $135 price range. This one up to $250. I actually paid $99 for it because I found it on a closeout. But retail on this one's about $250. And I believe the CLSP, when I got it, it was I want to say it was a $180 helmet, maybe $150, somewhere in that neighborhood. So these are all, you know, roughly sub $200 helmets. Next, ventilation. The CLSP, for lack of better terms, sucks. The ventilation in it is horrible. It's got two upper vents. It's got your chin vent here, and then it's got the cowl induction type vents for the chin. This one doesn't vent worth a flip. The lower side is okay where it blows up on the windshield. It's decent, adequate maybe. The upper vents, you can't feel them at all unless you're turning your head in this position so the air is forced directly into the helmet. You can't feel these upper vents at all. And obviously this wouldn't be a feasible riding position. Plus, this isn't the kind of full tuck helmet that you would have on a super sport racing bike, and you would be riding, you know, with your in this downward type position. So, as far as ventilation, horrible. The CL-17, the upper vents, absolutely fantastic. You can really feel the air flowing over the top of your head. Keeps you nice and cool. They've also added here in the brow another vent that blows on the top of the windshield here. You got your lower vent blowing on the bottom of the windshield. And then you got these, I'm not sure if these are functional or not. I can't see any brakes in the EPA. But I guess they're low pressure output vents for the chin area. On the inside, there are no releases here for airflow in the chin area. So again, I'm not sure if these are just aesthetics or if these are actual some type of functioning vent. In the back, you just got two vents, export vents here in the top of the underside of the spoiler. Spoiler's supposed to cause a low a low area here as far as pressure, and that draws the air out of the helmet. I don't know much about the science of it, but I know this one breathes exceptionally well at the top end. All right, and that brings us to the Icon Airmada. This one has your lower windshield vent. It also has the upper windshield vent. It's got a big, like ram air style input vents to the top of the helmet here. It's got export vents under the spoiler, same thing. Air comes over, causes low pressure, causes the hot air to escape. Also have export vents here for the heat to escape out the lower side of the back of the helmet. This one also has functional chin vents here. These screens go straight through the EPA liner into the inside of the chin vent, and probably won't be able to tell, but on the inside here are two opening and closing vents, one on either side here, and they actually have two positions: halfway open, fully open, and all the way closed, and they're pretty easily operated with gloves, as are all the vents on this one. Just a slight flip here with a glove, and this one is open or closed. Inside vents we already went over. This one, just a finger here, and it's fully open. And these vents are cool. Instead of having to open them individually, you have one lever here at the top that's very easily manipulated with gloves, and it works both vents at the same time. Lower vents, I haven't got to ride with this helmet too much because, like I said, I just got it. The lower venting of this helmet is fantastic. You can really feel a lot of air moving around the lower half of your face. The top side here, I've heard rave reviews over the airflow in the top side, but I haven't felt it yet. But again, it wasn't that warm when I did get to ride with it, and it was a short ride. So the verdict on the upper vents of the Airmada is still up in the air. But the reviews that I've read shows me that I'm probably going to be fairly happy with the venting, although it's going to be hard to top the CL-17 for the upper head venting system, because I'm telling you, this one is fantastic as far as the venting is concerned. Now on to the safety aspects. Our CL-17, DOT and Snell approved. So it has all the certifications you have to be legal, and then the Snell certification is definitely an added bonus, because that just lets you know that it's been tested extensively through multiple platforms to save your head. Our CL-17 here, same thing. We have the DOT certification, of course. Also, Snell approved as well. So this one has been through the same rigorous testing as the CLSP for safety, and meets all the highest requirements for keeping your head safe. Our Icon Airmada, DOT, ECE, and then a few other world certifications that I'm not familiar with. So it has all the major ones, all the ones that you have to legally sell this helmet in any of the countries around the world. It is not Snell certified. So it is missing that particular certification, but it picks up with the European, Japan, and Australian certifications that this helmet does carry. Alright, now on to fit. Our HJCs, both the CLSP and the CL-17, very similar in their fit. A little bit loose fitting. They're comfortable, very comfortable, but they're not a tight fitting helmet. The form figure of the helmet itself is kind of large as well. The Icon here, much different fit. It fits very tight and compact, which, you know, first you would think that would be bad for claustrophobic purposes. But when you wear this helmet, it fits so snug that it feels more like a part of your head than it does an actual helmet. So this one, as far as fit and comfort, I would say is the top. As far as features, both the CL-17 and the CLSP have the locking mechanism on the side of the visor to keep it down, to keep wind from lifting it up as you turn your head. Decent system. It does lift up a little bit when you turn your head on the interstate, which lets the breaks the seal and lets air in. Not a deal breaker by any means, but not the greatest helmet lock system there is. Also, the CL-17 is equipped with the pin lock, which I have a pin lock insert inside this visor. It's basically just a plastic insert with a rubber seal all the way around it, and it's incredibly effective for blocking out moisture and keeping your visor from fogging up. I do not think it's possible to fog up this visor with that pin lock in it. At least I haven't met any conditions that would allow that to happen. It will get fogged around the outside of the pin lock, but anywhere where this insert is pretty much fog free. The CLSP came with a fog-free shield, and I don't know how many of you guys have used HJC's old fog-free shields. They aren't very good. They work for a minute or two, but then as soon as you clean them a couple of times, the coating is gone, and you're back to fogging up like crazy. The Icon has a fog-free shield, some type of coating or something. Again, I haven't had much seat time with this particular helmet, but what time I have had, it hasn't fogged up. So far so good. We'll see when we clean it a few times how it holds up. The closure system on this one is a little bit different. It has a metal rod that sticks out here, and inside the visor is a little hole, and you close the visor, and that little thing goes right through the hole in the visor, which locks it down really nice all the way across against the seal. So this locking system works pretty good. A lot of people complain it's hard to open back up with gloves on. It's not as easy as some of the other helmets, but it doesn't pose that much of a trouble. You just put your thumb under there and push it up and out, and it seems to open pretty decent. It does hang up a little bit, so it's not the ideal system, but it does work very well, and I don't think you'll find any better system in the $200 price range. Inside, the Icon has the moisture wicking antibacterial liner. Good cheek pads. The cheek pads come all the way around to the back of the helmet, so obviously the more surface you have here, the less room air has to come in, so makes it a little bit quieter. The HJC also has a moisture wicking antibacterial liner inside. This one, I've been wearing this one for a little over a year. It's got a lot of wear in it, so it hasn't been holding up all that great. But again, it's a comfortable helmet, and it works very well. It's got everything you need and nothing that you don't. Visors on this one, they work all right. The city position doesn't really work. It doesn't have that cracked position like in the CLSP. Well, this one's a little bit worn out, so it doesn't really have it either. The Icon obviously does. It'll sit right against that pin right there and keep it open just a little bit, so if you're in slow-moving traffic, you get that extra air coming in through your helmet, which is pretty nice. My favorites, kind of a tie between the Icon Airmada and the HJC CL-17. As far as money is concerned, if you're looking retail versus retail, you get a lot more bang for your buck with the HJC. Only problem with that is the HJC is a Korean company, but these helmets are actually made in China. The Icon, rumor is that they're made in the HJC factory, but I don't know if that's true. But I do know that the Icon Airmada is made in Korea instead of China, and we do see some really quality stuff come out of Korea, not so much in China. I think that's about it for these three helmets. All very good helmets. The CLSP is a little bit dated, of course. The CL-17, fairly new. The Airmada's been around for a little while, so it's tried and true. But again, that's my take on the Icon Airmada, and this is a SB1 graphic, the CL-17, and I don't know what graphic, and the CLSP in the Phoenix graphic. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you.